Well, welcome back. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen you. What have you been up to?
Doing my thing, family time, training. I'm not taking my finger off the trigger, you say. And yeah, I'm excited and happy to be back in Vegas for the fourth time, ready to go again and keep my little Vegas unbeaten run on the go.
So, was this length of time something that you chose and planned, or was there some issues that kind of kept the fighting back?
Yeah. Anyone and everyone knows me in my life. I want to be consistent. I want to maintain consistency. I've had a couple of personal problems at home. One or two little things that I've just had to take care of and attend to. So obviously that then pushes things back, but eyes hasn't been taken off the prize. Still remain true to myself, training, the sport, and yeah, I can still get out there and train once, twice a day, and regardless of what is going on, and then wait for the time that I'm ready to be able to, push the pedal and get back out there.
Was this fight camp different than your past fight camps, considering that it had been such a long time since you fought and coming off a loss?
Yeah, it has been. In a sense that I actually, like I say, I had personal problems at home, one or two things that I had to attend to, issues, and then obviously off the back of that, then I get a phone call from the UFC. I was trying to get something lined up for, obviously I wanted to get a fight in before the end of the year, and they go, Danny Roberts, are you ready? We got something for you. And then as it was, I just, anyone, anytime, anywhere. I'm one of the guys that, as a fan favorite, will just go out there and just put it on the line. I love taking risks. I love being the underdog. I believe I'm the biggest underdog on the card, which, again, I love that shit. And I'm just in a position where I want to go out there and perform. So, taking the fight, I think I must have got like 5 weeks on it, which for me doesn't give me much time to turn over and to be exactly, But at the same time, I believe that the time that I've had to do this has been the best time, in a sense that there has been no injuries, there has been no mental hindrances or anything that can kind of get in the way. This has been pure, go out there, work every day, get ready, and let's have it. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to now.
You mentioned being the biggest underdog, or one of the biggest. I know you guys can't bet anymore, but is that tempting to be such a big underdog and be like, hey, I can make some extra money? Would you have bet on yourself if you were allowed to?
Yeah, of course I would have. I bet on myself all the time, even backs against the wall. I got myself as I did as a child, as I did through my teenage years. I was the one person who counted on myself. So, yeah, I would have loved to have been able to do that, make a little bit of extra money as it is, but it doesn't matter. I got plenty of fans out there. I got plenty of family, people that just believe in me, and they'll be doing their own little thing, So I'm sure that I can make other people happy.
And what were your thoughts when you got the name Danny Roberts?
I liked it. I liked the fight. Stylistically, I think, it works out perfect. It plays into my hands. It's something which beckons me to bring out the performance and to really, put it on the line. So every single part of it, for me, is what I want, is what I relish. So, yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity.
He said in a recent interview that he doesn't believe that you're a technical striker. I'm wondering if you have a comment on that.
Shut your mouth. Who are you, bro? You've had 2 fights in the UFC, whatever. My thing's this. When it comes down to it, styles make fights. And there's a lot of elements that have been going on with me and have done throughout the time that I've been in the UFC. But guess what? I prevailed. I've got the substance. I'm still here, I'm still fighting. And I think that's something which speaks volumes in itself, regardless of the outcomes that have been had. And again, fans admire it. I admire it. Again, styles make fights, and this is one of the fights and the styles which I will be able to put on a clinic. I will be able to show a bit of prowess. So, yeah, you'll see that.
And I noticed on your Instagram you had been campaigning for something to do with your niece. I'm not sure if you want to use this platform to say something or if you'd rather keep that yourself.
Kyra Hill. She sadly passed away. She drowned in the summer. Obviously, the UK, we had some crazy hot weather. And she was just, out with her family and her friends and that. And it was tragic the way that it happened. The fact she drowned 2 hours later, they found her body. 11 years old. Breaks my heart. Her family, what we've been through, has inspired me to keep pushing. all the things that I've endured and been through, the ups and downs throughout life, is ultimately has made me who I am today. So the substance, the inner strength, the perseverance, all these elements come from hardships and stress, you know. And now, after everything happened, you know, with Kyra and with the family, I just want to make them proud, man. I want to go out there and still continue to be able to do what I do, and just show them, you know, in tribute for Kyra to, well, again, I know she'll be down, looking down and that, and she'll be there supporting me, you know. So, yeah, it's big for me, this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning her as well.
Hey, Danny. In your last fight, there was a sequence in the fight where like you get a weird reaction to a punch. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I think, you know, it's one of them. Internet's undefeated, right? So some motherfucker must have turned around and said, "Hey, you see Danny do that chicken dance or something? You see that?" It's not, motor skills, all of that. It's a weird place to be, and I like, you know, the average person who will sit out there and will say something. I beg them to go and get in the cage with Francisco Trinaldo and let him whack you in the face for free. See what happens to your feet. You know what I mean? So I think it was a little bit of a couple of things. I watched it back and I remember it happening, and I was like, I got hit with a shot, and it was just like I went to go put my foot back, and as I did, my ankle kind of like buckled, and then it just sent a shudder and shock up my body. Which, yeah, it happens. There's no way you can hide in the cage. So guess what? People are gonna see it. It's gonna go around the world. So it is what it is. I think after that, though, when I looked at it, it was a testament to just the preparation and how fit I was to be able to recover and come back and then push through and then just give the full 15 minutes of the fight to the fans, you know?
For sure, and thanks for sharing that. A couple of weeks ago, it was your 3-year anniversary of your knockout in Russia. I just want to know if you could reflect on that fight.
Yeah, that fight was something else. If we look at the principles that surround it, going over to Russia, me and my team, going over and doing the thing, being the underdog, going in the backyard of you know, a Dagestani, it was crazy, you know. All odds against us. Someone again, like my opponent coming up, who was, you know, favored to be one of the next prospects. Where is he now? You know what I'm saying? Again, that was a special moment for me, and I was kind of a little bit gutted that we wasn't able to continue that run after that because of COVID. But nevertheless, I just want to find my feet, get back on that form, and again, just let people know who I am, remind them of who I am, and just continue for my self-purpose and self-reign, you know.
You are undefeated in Las Vegas, but are you trying to fight back in the UK next year?
Yeah, I'd love to. First and foremost, I've got this job on Saturday. You know, let's get that done, sweep that one under the carpet, and then we'll move on to next year. I'll make a little campaign, and I'm a veteran of this sport. You know, as far as being a UK athlete and you know putting out there for a milestone for people to look at and to you know maybe work towards. I've been doing that for our UK people, and now we're in a position where you know people are starting to stand up and take note of who we are and what's going on, because we're a force to be reckoned with right now. And we've got some good hitters that are coming up through the ranks. We got a champ, another champ. So again, there's a lot of things technically which are showing that we are there to be listened to. And yeah, every single part about it makes me want to be there next year, and I will be. But first and foremost, let's get this done on Saturday.
Seeing Leon win that belt, was it inspiring? You know, obviously he's in your division, but like, is it inspiring?
Do you know what? It was a hard one. It was one that I sat back on social media, and I didn't want to get too controversial, because you understand and know that I've been out in the States and I've trained with Kamaru, and Kamaru's my boy, right? I know Leon, but Kamaru's my boy. So that's where it becomes complicated, you know? I'm not gonna turn around and, oh yeah, sing praise to you, but didn't know natural fact. Well, no, it's nothing like that. So I had to look at it and stick to who I am, you know, and be real. And it's like, yeah, I love what Leon's done. He stayed true to himself, his team, his family, and he's come out and he's put on the line. And you know, the best sportsman wins on the night, and that's exactly what he did. He prevailed. The story, Cinderella story, a little bit, you know, last 20, 30 seconds of the fight, he managed to do what he does after getting pretty much dominated, but then also being the first person ever to take Kamaru down. There's a few aspects of that fight that was special. So again, I take my hat off to Leon, congratulate him on that. It's fantastic. The fact that he's a welterweight doesn't bother me. There's nothing in that, you know. I'm very proud of who I am, where I'm at. But also, yeah, as far as how that all played out, Kamara was my boy, but then it was lovely to see Leon get that and bring it back for the UK people because we needed it as well, you know, and that was that opportunity for that to happen. They're few and far, you know, so it was real.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
You mentioned the end of that fight, and you're right. Most people thought that was in the bag for Kamaru. You know, are there lessons to learn out of that, and what to do at the end of the fight, or is that just MMA, and that's one of the things that can happen in a fight, even if you're completely prepared for everything?
No, I think 100%. It's something you got to stand up. You got to take note of. You know, you don't stop fighting until the fight is done. Until that last bell. You know, and it really shows what mental perseverance can do. A good corner team can do. We've seen it the past weekend, just gone with Israel and Pereira. And again, it's just I've had that mentality. Some people have that installed in them. They just fight until they get told to stop or the bell goes, or you know, other people need that encouragement. They need that lifting. They need something to get underneath their sails and help them, you know, persevere and get across the finish line. And yeah, it was a special moment, and it's something that I believe that every fighter needs to have installed in them. You don't stop. You keep going. You keep pushing until that last bell.
And you mentioned a little bit earlier about being an underdog and how that kind of fires you up. Have you ever been? It's a decent size difference in the odds. Have you ever been as big an underdog going into a fight? And is that the kind of thing that when you immediately see that, are you just immediately fired up to prove everybody wrong?
Yeah, 100%. Like, the substance of who I am, the fabric of who I am, every single atom in my body, like, you have to understand that I've come from something really bad. I've had a bad upbringing, childhood, trauma, all sorts of madness. So I'm in a position where I'm not by any means, understand that?
Yeah.
So for me to be where I am right now, I'm already winning. I don't need no one to give me raise my hand and say, Danny, you're winning, son. You've done this, you've done that. I'm already winning. I'm making my family proud, and that's the biggest thing that I can do. I'm here creating a legacy, and I'm going to continue to do that. And nothing's going to stop me, so I'm ready to stop.
And that being said, you're coming in here with a guy that's on like a 12-fight win streak. Is it going to be extra sweet if you're able to kind of put an end to that, and let alone do it in definitive fashion?
Oh, 100%. Let's just take what you just said there a second. A 12-fight win streak comes in, gets smoked, and I go home, you know, victorious. It's gonna be one of the sweetest moments. But I like that. I relish them moments. You know, I don't want them 50-50s. I don't want Danny's the favorite and stuff like that. No, I want these fights. I beckon for the exciting fights. I want to get tried and tested. I want to get pushed to the limit. I need people like this to do this. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday night and being able to put on a show, not just for myself, but for the fans.
No, you got me really excited now.
Thank you, brother.
Best of luck on Saturday.
Appreciate you. Good?
Thank you.
Ooh.